Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well this fine morning. As you can see, it's just barely the crack of dawn here in Roseville, California. I wanted to talk a little bit about finances. So this is coming from a guy who's had to default on some credit card debt. This guy right here. I did a little while back. I'm still paying it back through some debt relief programs. But I mean default as in I couldn't fulfill the entire contract as was stated by the credit card companies, but still getting paid back one way or another. So I was pretty foolish a while back with some of my savings, and I had always kept this in mind when I was saving my money, but I came into a lot of it very quickly. Because I was a crypto investor, Bitcoin investor a while back, right? Then, whatever it was, I don't know. It could very well have been that there were evil entities that were attacking me. But I lost a big chunk of it trying to trade, right? Leverage trading. Like a lot of it. Like enough money to where some people would unalive themselves. I'll just say that. Not me. It's not the type of thing that I would ever do. But I nevertheless got myself back up on my feet and didn't let that take me down, you know. I had diversified my portfolio significantly enough to where it didn't destroy me when that happened. It just hurt real bad. So understand the perspective you're getting when I tell you the things that you might want to consider when it comes to managing your finances. Here's the first one. It goes without saying, but it goes with saying because so few people understand this very basic concept. So few people actually do it. You spend less than you make. Now, even when I did these silly investing strategies that did not pay out for me, I was still, in my day-to-day, spending less than I was making. Aside from the things that I needed to spend my money on, like fixing up properties that I own or paying sudden expenses, medical expenses that popped up, that type of stuff. But I baked that into my finances to make sure that I could take care of it. And always made it so that I had like a 5x buffer. So I was basically prepared to have to spend 5 times the amount of money that I initially anticipated, assuming the shit hit the fan. And in my life, it has been for many years. Because I'm pretty sure I have been attacked by very evil entities for many years now. Basically I was giving them the big old middle finger, and I still am. Fuck those bastards. And they found me and tried to take me down. So, again, I still say this to them: fuck those bastards. They're parasites, and they need to be immolated, and their ashes scattered to the four winds. I stand by that, and I always will. It doesn't matter. I mean, we're in an economic war right now. We're in a spiritual war right now. We're in a geopolitical war right now. The only thing that hasn't happened, at least in the United States specifically, it's happened in Ukraine and other countries, is bloodshed. But it's getting close. It's getting real close. So these entities seem to have found me and did not like me and tried to take me down through discouragement and basically trying to kill my soul, right? I wouldn't let them. I still won't let them. Never will let them do that. I know the God that I worship, Christ, right? That I love and I serve, my King, my friend, and my Savior. And it stays that way. Nothing's going to change it. So spend less than you make. You spend less than you make. It's that simple. And you can make that work. You write yourself a budget. You outline all of your expenses and the income that you make. You figure out how to spend less than you make. Don't go out and buy those $200 pair of shoes because your friends did it. I was just listening to Matt Carricker about this, and he was talking a little bit about finances. He doesn't usually do that, but he decided to do it for this last video that I just watched, and I enjoyed it. It was very good, useful information. And I think he wanted to do this because, he's from where he started and to where he is now, he's a multi-millionaire, very rich guy, and he's earned it. He's worked his ass off for it. So I have the utmost respect for that guy. He's a faithful guy, too. But here's one that you might not be thinking of. When you are considering spending money on those silly things like a new pair of shoes that you don't need, or a lift-kitted truck, or a Gucci laptop, which actually is one of those things that you might want to consider spending your money on, because nowadays we spend about 75% of our time in front of a computer screen. So that's actually somewhat worth it, but nevertheless, you don't need to buy the top of the line. So if ever that's come in your mind, give yourself a distraction. All right? Ideally, a productive distraction to get your mind off of spending that money. So pull a book, a novel, off of your shelf and start reading it. The time that you would have otherwise spent going to the store to buy that useless trinket that you don't need, instead, read a novel. Like maybe 1984 by George Orwell, or Brave New World by whatchamacallit. I'm actually reading Brave New World right now by Aldous Huxley. Or read a finance book. Distract yourself. Distract yourself with physical fitness. Go out and exercise. Turn that, what would be vanity and banality and wasted time and money, into something that is instead productive. Learn about finances. Teach yourself. When that comes to mind, instead, write yourself out a budget if you hadn't done it already. Don't waste your time. And then the next point is, I find that we don't want to do those things, like reading a new book or going and exercising and whatnot, if we're low on energy. So if you want to make it so that you will actually do those things that require a little bit more energy, get a full 8 hours of sleep. All right? Get a full 8 hours of sleep. If you exercise the day prior, then consider getting even more than that. 7 to 9, maybe even 10. If you exercise really hard, then 10 hours of sleep is warranted. Also, supplementation is not going to hurt you. You consume some caffeine in the morning, get yourself shot up awake. Basically, what caffeine does is it allows you to select the time of day that you want to be most wakeful. If you're not a morning person, then you can drink coffee in the morning, get some caffeine, and you can force yourself to be a morning person. Also, acetyl L-carnitine, which is a fat metabolism upregulator. It basically makes your body better absorb the fat stores that you have. So if you do end up consuming less calories than you need in a day, rather than you burning muscle, it's going to be biased towards burning fat. All right? Acetyl L-carnitine is a fantastic supplement. I 100% recommend it. Of course, I'm not a medical doctor, so consult your medical professional about any change in your diet and whatnot. Obviously, there you go. But if you can't find a way to get yourself distracted, or you don't have the energy to do it, boost your energy, all right? And project the future. Give yourself some extra incentive to do those better things. Look at what's going to happen in your future if you do that and you improve 1% per day for an entire year. If you improve by 1% per day for an entire year, you will 37x where you started that year at. Keep that in mind, guys. That's the power of exponential growth. It's the same with your investing. And I know when you have that money, it burns a hole in your pocket. You want to spend it. I know, because I've done it, right? On stupid shit. Even me, a guy who does my very best to save and invest my money properly. And even me, who has a bunch of release valves, if you will. If one thing fails, I got an extra protective layer. If that fails, I got a protective layer below that. If that fails, I have another protective layer below that. And maybe I have even more than that I'm not telling you about. But there you go. Spend less than you make. Distract yourself when you want to spend your money on stupid stuff. Increase your energy, your physical energy, and project your future. Those are the 4 points I've got for you today. That'll help you with your finances. And remember, it's not about you, right? You're doing this, you're saving and investing your money not for you, but so that you can leave something to your friend or to your family, right? To your children, if you have them. Not debt, but instead wealth. Also keep in mind, though, they are you. Your children are you. Leave them not only with money, but also with wisdom. How to spend that money and how to save it. That's all I got for you today. Love y'all. Peace.